2025-2026 Ohio State football news and predictions. Welcome, AJ's Talk Sports. We're going to talk about some updated news for Ohio State football, and we're going to talk about some early predictions and taking a look at Ohio's schedule coming up right now. Stay tuned. Here we go. Now, we got Julian Sayin is named the starter. Let's take a look at him real quick, shall we? Julian Sayin, starting quarterback, born July 23rd, 2005, Solana Beach, California, 6'1", 203. He majored in sport industry at Ohio State. His older brother, Aiden, is a quarterback at Penn, by the way, and his sister, Bailey, played soccer at the University of Chicago. He attended Carlsbad High School. This is the high school you're seeing right now with all the highlights. Initially backed up his brother as a freshman there as well. Taking a look at his sophomore year statistics. 2,769 passing yards, 34 touchdowns, and only 5 INTs. That was his sophomore year. Junior year, 2,708 yards, a little less, 27 touchdowns, 0 INTs. Senior year, 2,369 yards, 24 touchdowns, just 1 INT, plus he had 4 rushing touchdowns as well. So total high school statistics, 7,824 passing yards, 85 touchdowns, and 10 INTs. He's an MVP of 2023 Elite 11 quarterback finals, participated in a Polynesian Bowl, Gatorade California Player of the Year in 2023. His recruiting profile, he was a unanimous 5-star recruit, widely ranked number 1 in the quarterback position in 2024 class, and top player in California and the West region by ESPN. Initial enrollment, he enrolled at Alabama, we know that, in December of 2023. Then he transferred shortly after Nick Saban retired. So taking a look at his 2024 game appearances, he played in 4 games totaling 27 offensive snaps. He's 5 completions, 12 attempts at 42% if you round up. 84 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 INTs. The reason why I like this kid, he doesn't make mistakes throwing the football. 0 INTs, and he only had 10 his whole high school career. His rushing stats, 2 carries for 24 yards and 0 touchdowns. Notably, TD throw was a 55-yard strike to Bennett Christian in a 56-0 blowout over Western Michigan. Best performance came versus a non-conference opposition, 100% completion, 61 yards, 1 touchdown on 2 attempts, versus conference games were less productive. So spring game completed 17 of 24. This just happened this year in April. Went 175 yards, leading offense to multiple touchdowns, according to 11 Warriors. He reported gaining around 10 pounds in the offseason, and he's focused on strength training. So starting quarterback against the number 1 Texas team, August 30th of 2025. We're going to talk about that game. We're going to talk about the pregame, Ohio State versus Texas, next Friday at 5 o'clock, if you're ready with that. So the analytics liken him to Michigan's J.J. McCarthy, who's playing for the Minnesota Vikings, kind of looking to see how he does this year. So a simulation using College Football 26 games out of hypothetical 2025 season where Sayin threw for over 3,000 yards and 31 touchdowns, and he finished 5th in the Heisman voting. Now, this is according to Land Grant Holy Land, a simulation for the College Football 26. So taking a look just at a summary here, 6'1", could be around 208, 210 because he bulked up a little bit. 7,800 passing yards, 85 touchdowns, and 10 INTs in his high school career. He was an All-American honor in 2024. 5 of 12, 84 yards, a touchdown, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So in the spring game, we already talked about that. So he's named a starter. High school expectations despite limited college experience. Julian Sayin comes into the 2025 season as a highly touted quarterback with standout credentials and his raw skill. He's now stepping into a high-pressure starting role, especially dropping him QB1 against Texas versus Arch Manning. That's going to be tough, but we'll talk about that next week. Just going to give you a little bit of stats and facts. Players to watch so far this season. I'm glad you asked. Jeremiah Smith, a sensational true freshman last year. He set FBS freshman records with 76 receptions. He set 1,315 yards. He had 15 touchdowns, earning Big Ten Receiver of the Year and Freshman of the Year honors. He's in one of the most decorated in the nations this preseason, including unanimous Big Ten preseason honors, multiple All-American selections, Walter Camp Player of the Year watch, and the Biletnikoff watch list as well. He's arguably the team's most electric offensive weapon and primed for another breakout season. And he could win the Heisman as a sophomore. Taking a look at Caleb Downs, the safety, emerging as arguably the best defensive player in college football. So we got the top number one players on both sides of the ball. Downs notched 81 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 6 pass breakups as a freshman transfer in 2024, and he earned a unanimous All-American status. He's landed on nearly every top preseason watch list. Walter Camp Player of the Year, the Thorpe, the Nagurski lot, and was named the All-American and Big Ten preseason honors. Taking a look at Sonny Styles. He got the Block O, by the way. A force last season with 100 tackles and 6 sacks after transitioning from safety to linebacker. A preseason All-American pick, and the Buckeyes, Nagurski, and Lott impact watch list presence. He's one of the defensive leaders to anchor the Buckeyes this year. And like I said, Sonny Styles gets to wear the new tradition at Ohio State, the Block Zero, so that way you know he's the captain on the defense. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, came on strong in 2024 with 52 catches for 733 yards and 4 touchdowns. With Egbuka gone, he steps into a bigger role. He's a recognized preseason All-American and named on the Biletnikoff watch list. Taking a look at Julian Sayin, we just talked about him, but players to watch as a quarterback sophomore, former top Alabama recruit, now Ohio State starting quarterback. He's been entrusted to manage the offense in a high-stakes debut against Texas while unproven in college ball. His arm talent and athleticism have generated high expectations, as you saw in the highlights. Julian Sayin, I'm nervous, but I'm not nervous. I don't know if that makes sense. Taking a look at Kenyatta Jackson, the defensive end. He's a senior. Former 4-star in Gatorade POY who played in 16 games in 2024 but didn't start. With major departures at defensive end, he's primed for a breakout season and a leadership role. Taking a look at the kicker, he's a senior, Jayden Fielding. A remarkable consistent leg, perfect over 100 extra points, clutching key postseason moments, including a field goal to win the national championship. Give himself a natty. With offensive adjustments ahead, his reliability could be pivotal. Now, additional key factors, Davison Ignabdosin, Arvell Reese, Max Clare at tight end, the transfer. Taking a look at Max Clare. What can he do? He is an high-impact transfer for Purdue with strong pass-catching credentials. Be watching out for him. Offensive line players here. Carson Hintzman, Luke Montgomery, Austin Sareveld are gaining roles after stepping up late last season. Put them on the line. I think our offensive line should be pretty good. The dynamic offense rookie quarterback Sayin will lean heavily on proven weapons Smith and Tate, with Clare providing a new dimension in the passing game. So look for them to have, Sayin can go on the outside, Sayin can go on the inside, and he can dump it down to the running backs too. So let's take a look at the 2025-2026 Ohio State football schedule. Looking at the schedule here, August 30th is a really big one against Texas. Then we got Grambling, Ohio University. We have a bye week September 20th. We're at Washington on September 27th. So that little one that can be circled. Could be a little botch game there. Then we're at home against Minnesota. We go at Illinois. The Fighting Illini always play us hard. Then we're going to Wisconsin. Then we have another bye October 25th. Then we're at home against Penn State. And for those people that voted for Penn State to be above Ohio State when we already dominated them over a decade, I don't think Penn State has beaten Ohio State, especially at home, in over a decade. Get out of here, dude. They're just fueling the fire for us and Coach Day as they're going to we're ranked 3rd? Yeah, we're going to circle that for the whole season. Remember what they thought of you in preseason, boys. And November 1st is the big one. November 8th is at Purdue. play UCLA, Rutgers, and then November 29th, the game is at Michigan. So as I'm looking at the schedule right here, we got Texas at Washington, Penn State at home, and at Michigan. So those are going to be the three possible L scenarios, but I pretty much predict that we're going to go undefeated and win the national championship again. Back-to-back champs. So December 6th is the Big Ten championship game if you're qualified, followed by the 12-team expansion for the college football playoffs, beginning with first round in mid-December, and the college football title game will be in January of 2026. So the regular season comprises of 12 games with 3 more potential postseason games for the Big Ten title and college football playoff rounds. So let's take a look at the expert predictions, shall we? So we saw some simulations here. The forecasters have it at 10-2 or better, according to Off Tackle Empire. Some expert predictions. And then they have some at 11-1 as a ceiling, 9-3 as a floor, and 8-4 finish would be considered a disaster. That's true. Assigns a 50% chance to make the Big Ten championship game and a 75% chance to make the college football playoffs. So out of the EA Sports College Football 26 simulations, they have Ohio State has actually simulated a perfect season, 12-0, followed by wins in the Big Ten championship and semifinals, but a loss in a national title. Final simulation record 14-1 according to Land Grant Holy Lands for your EA Sports College Football 26. Ohio State goes undefeated and loses in the title. That's what their simulation is. So it's taking a look at the national championship odds. 2025, 2026 national title are set at plus 600. Moderate long shot, but not that far, according to Bleacher Report, Bleacher Nation. Other sources show similar postseason positioning. Ohio State favored with top competitors like Georgia at plus 650, Texas is at plus 650, Oregon at plus 800. They got Penn State at plus 850. Penn State hasn't done anything in years. Coach Franklin is on the hot seat. Is he going to lose his job? Penn State brought all these players back, and I don't think anything's going to happen. But that's why you play the season. Postseason championship favoritism. Following their 2025 title, Ohio State is a strong favorite to go back-to-back championships with early odds around plus 450 and multiple sports books. So the prediction outcome here, the regular season expected to go 10-2. Postseason, strong probability of competing in the Big Ten championship and mixed college football playoffs. The national title odds at a plus 600. And the upside, the simulation shows the potential for a 14-1 season, but that was the other simulation. The EA Sports College Football simulation actually had them going perfect and losing in the championship game. So what do you guys think? Hopefully Ohio State wins. I'm really nervous about the first one because you never know how the players are going to play on that first freaking game. So hopefully Julian Sayin comes out and starts dominating. I'm really worried about our running backs. Peoples and the other guy, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. Offensive line is looking really good, though. So I could probably run through those holes that the offensive line is going to be doing. So hopefully we do really well. And tune in next week for Ohio State versus Texas pregame show. Get ready for some football because it's here. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the waitress.